Well, there's one that I did on the side of Ernie's a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Ernie's Midtown Pub.
Yeah, in Midtown, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is different because I did not design that. Vic Rivera designed that for his love of Rockford.
Right.
And he's friends with Andrew over at Ernie's, and Andrew wanted me to do something, and we are trying to figure out exactly what that was going to be, and then that came along. It's like, oh, this could be on my wall.
Right.
And so just kind of a collaboration.
Cool. Welcome to the Rockford Public Library podcast. Today, we're joined by local artist Brett Whitacre, who's sharing the stories behind his newest exhibit titled Everything's Fine, cheerfully poking at the disconnect between bright pop imagery and underlying struggles. It's showing right now in our main library's first floor gallery, and in this conversation, Brett gives us a personal look at his career as a colorblind, self-taught artist, the paintings featured in Everything Fine, the inspiration behind them, and how he mixes bold, bright visuals with themes that make us stop and think. Hi, Brett.
Hello.
Thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
I'm happy to have you. Thank you for being here at the Rockford Public Library podcast. We have Brett Whitacre with us today. He's a local artist, muralist, painter, and he's showing his exhibit in the first floor gallery. Everything's Fine, cheerfully poking at the disconnect between bright pop imagery and underlying struggles.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about your history. You're a self-taught artist.
Yep. Just was a doodler in high school. Was not a good art student. Actually got bad grades in art class.
Did you?
For not applying myself, because it was someone else's idea to give, you give someone an idea for art, but art should come from, something you want to do or something you care about.
You think the ideas in art should be original to the artist?
For me to care about it, yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be kind of my idea, and did not know that was happening early, but, or maybe I just wanted to socialize.
But you learned that about yourself as time went on. You learned that if you had your own idea, you would pursue it pretty heartily. If a teacher assigned you an idea, you might not give it all your energy.
Yeah, and now professionally, given a commission versus just making art for myself in my studio, it's very different.
Is it?
And for a commission, I have to kind of nowadays make sure that I somewhat like their idea that they want me to do.
Otherwise, it might be hard for you to get motivated?
Yeah, or do a really good job on it.
I believe it.
So I do say no to some things that I don't really want to spend my precious time doing.
What's an example of a time you said no?
I'm saying no to personal portraits, or someone gets married and can you paint a picture of us, a snapshot from our wedding, and the lighting's bad, there's weird shadows, and I've done it enough times to know that I could mess this up, and it wasn't really my fault, but some bad shadowing, I'm like, well, that's what the picture looked like you gave me.
Right. So
yeah.
So I could see where that might have an impact on your ability to get excited about a project, whether it's your idea or someone else's.
Sure. I'm pretty selfish when it comes to creating art, nowadays especially.
Yeah. Why do you say
time
nowadays?
Is precious.
Right. Time is precious.
You have kids, you have a family, and I do need money, yes, but if money's not an issue at the time, you better want to do that commission.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell me how you learned to paint self-taught. How did you teach yourself?
It didn't come until, I didn't mess with paint. A little bit in high school we were forced to, but not until I was living in Chicago. I was a bike messenger, and I would start finding junk in the alleys and bringing it home.
Like windows,
luggage, analog television sets that everybody was chucking at the time because everything was going digital.
Ah, gotcha.
But I like those little relics, those small TVs. So was never fond of painting with brushes. I don't know. I think it takes a long time to get really good at that. But choosing spray paint, I find out that it takes a long time to get good at that too.
Yeah.
Being able to control it and have it do what you want to, what you want to do, what you envision.
Well, maybe this presents a good opportunity for us to talk about the style of art that you produce and what
Sure.
a lot of the pieces in the show at the library are on this cool spray paint on the reverse side of a glass.
Mm-hmm.
You have many pieces that are on recycled windows, found pieces. You also have some paintings on found pieces of plywood, right?
Yeah. Found plywood, or if I have a specific size I want to do in mind, I'll just buy it now and build the canvas or the frame. Yeah.
Excellent.
And then it's what I've resorted to doing with glass too, because I used to be, the thing that I found in the alley and brought home, the shape and size of that, I'm kind of stuck to like painting within that, and I used to let that dictate like what's going to look good inside this. What can I compose with inside here? But now it's more like I have this idea and what would be the perfect size and shape for this.
The perfect shape for the idea you have, rather than creating a work to fit inside the shape of your found item.
Yep.
Okay. I understand what you're telling me.
And it's really not that expensive to buy a piece of glass. Hop over to Nicholson's and they'll cut it any size you want. And now they know I'm making art on it, so they're kind of excited to like play a part in that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you discovered this method of reverse glass painting and how it is that you achieve the look of your work. It's so saturated and the colors are so bright, and contrast, I think, is really showcased in a really obvious, beautiful way when you look at your work. Your lines are really sharp. Tell me about that.
This is going to turn into something very complex. What was the first question? Because we're going into color blindness thing and...
Colorblindness being that you are a colorblind artist.
Yeah, pretty bad, yeah.
So that's so interesting. You say pretty bad. Tell me about that.
I have a brown filter on everything I see.
Wow.
My red and green keys in your eyes are overlapped all the way. Like some people are colorblind and it's like a little overlap. This is 100% overlap. So do I see a true red and green? Not really. Everything is messed with. And then every other color, yellow, blue, purple, orange, it's all messed with.
It's all affected by this color blindness.
It's muddied up, and it's always changing with the light that's coming in. Like daylight outside in the sun, that's the best chance I have of seeing a true color, like a true red.
Right.
But like if a cloud comes across and creates that shade, then it'll flip-flop to green.
No.
Sometimes, or
your art
the grass is fire orange or something.
Oh. Your artwork is so bright. There's so many colors. It's so interesting that you're a colorblind artist because...
That's one reason they are so bright. Like the stronger colors like break out to me.
Yeah.
And when I'm creating art in the studio, I'm using like extreme light.
Right.
Very bright.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can get a true sense of it.
Yeah.
And then did you just learn by doing the effect of the paint on glass?
So bringing home the canvases from the alley, like I saw them as already framed canvases.
Cool.
I didn't have a lot of money when I lived in Chicago, just a musician, bike messenger. So I started painting on that. I didn't want to use brushes. Don't really like that. And if you've ever painted with a brush on glass, you just see the streaks of the bristles, unless you have the world's softest paintbrush, which are very expensive. So I just got a hold of some spray paint and going with the concept, like if you're going to put a racing stripe on your car, you put some tape along the sides and you control that color. So I started taping off images on glass or on the TV screens or on luggage and just experimenting and having fun and painting silly things to make my brother laugh or something.
Yeah.
Really. things that I thought were neat looking aesthetically and a little whimsical. I would paint on suitcases and then like take them with me on the weekend when I go out of town with the band and see if I get a reaction from my friends at least.
Yeah.
Just to
great.
be silly.
So was there a defining moment when you knew you wanted to pursue art seriously?
Oh, yeah. Actually, a good friend of mine who I was playing in a band with, I joined a band in Chicago with guys I did not know. And then a friend of theirs came along who was a great musician. I ended up starting another band with. And then come to find out he had a legit art degree from Boulder, Colorado. Mm-hmm. And I really respected and looked up to the way he could sketch and stuff just from out of nothing. Mm-hmm. And he stopped over to pick me up for practice one day, and I had been experimenting with my art stuff. I'd never shown him before, but he just saw some things in my house. He's like, "Did you make these?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, those are really good. You should do more of that." Mm-hmm. And he's like looking at me like, "You should do more." Mm-hmm. And that's all I need, like validation like that.
Nice.
My mom always liked my stuff, of course.
Perfect.
But like someone who's got an art degree, who I respected.
Boulder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great inspiration. So that was a defining moment, and you started to create art?
Yeah, I think I started mass producing that summer.
Oh, good.
On my porch in Chicago.
And then who were your first customers?
I amassed like almost 30 pieces one summer. Just bike messengering for 4 or 5 hours, come home, listen to the Cubs on my porch, and grab a window and start doing something on it. Cool. And then I amassed like 28 or so pieces. And then I wanted to have an art show. Like, why not? Like, I got all these pieces.
Right.
So I knew how to book my band. So I booked my band in a music venue, asked the music venue, "Hey, can I do an art display on the night of our show?"
Perfect.
So I brought in lights and hung up art, and they didn't even know about like charging commission or anything. So it was like, do whatever you want. And I sold half the show.
Wow.
14 pieces.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And that was validating too, because I had friends that came there and they supported me. Some people bought pieces.
Sure.
But complete strangers were buying stuff.
That's really validating.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, oh, this is something I could do potentially to make some extra money.
Make a living.
So, and I like doing this, so.
So you kept producing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was like 2005.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So do you have anyone who you would consider an influence of yours artistically?
Yeah, there's a local artist, Damian Davis, who was my first roommate when I moved out of the house. Yeah. Not for college or anything. We're just, living above the train tracks in Belvedere or something.
Yeah.
But he was the first friend I had that would just paint for fun, for leisure. Uh-huh. And he had these huge canvases, and he's doing like nudes and like beautiful like abstract things with paintbrushes and stuff.
Is he still working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in like the video game production field.
Cool.
But he's an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Musician as well.
How would you describe your artistic style to someone who's never seen it?
I'd say if you like things that are, hard-lined, they call it, like really sharp-looking, crisp-looking artwork and dynamic.
Right. Because
I tend to make whatever it is, however silly or, inanimate it is, make it like an icon. Mm-hmm. Could be a ice scraper for a car, because I did that once. Did a portrait of it.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
I don't know, dynamic and accessible and whimsical. It may make you feel good, It's not too deep. I don't do a lot of deep things or a lot of loaded pieces. I do have one kind of political thing here, but, about the FDA. But
right. Why don't we talk about that piece
Okay.
since we kicked into it?
I brought it up, yeah.
Yeah, right. So Brett is talking about a massive painting that he has on a found piece of wood, right? What's the title of the piece?
FUFDA?
FUFDA, several letters, and you will find a collection of identifiable fast food logo characters. Ronald McDonald is present. The Jack in the Box guy is there. Jared from Subway.
The Colonel.
The Colonel, of course.
Burger King
Yes,
guy.
the Burger King guy.
The Chihuahua, Taco Bell.
The Taco Bell Chihuahua. And they are all kind of serving as pallbearers around a casket.
The idea was like an oversized casket.
An oversized casket,
Yeah.
just in case you're not catching it.
Yeah. In retrospect, it doesn't look too oversized, but I had to fit it within that window I found.
Right. So tell us about the idea behind that painting.
Well, I was married to an organic farmer
Okay.
at the time, and she had me on my knees hand weeding a row of beans, like 100-foot row of beans one day.
Yeah.
And I'm not steeped in the knowledge of like the GMOs and stuff, but she's filled me in on a lot of stuff over the years.
Right.
And brought things to light. And this company, chemical company, I guess, Monsanto, they were buying up seed companies and then infusing those with chemicals like Roundup. So, like, if an insect comes into contact with that plant, it dies.
Right. Wow.
But that's for food production.
Yeah.
For humans.
Right. We don't need that.
That's kind of scary, and there's been lots of lawsuits, but they're very powerful.
Yes.
And they're allowed to do what they do because of the FDA.
Right.
Yeah. Capitalism. And the fast food giants, why them? Like they benefit from that, from everything costing less, and allowed them to develop a $1 menu at the time, which is now like the $2.50 menu now.
Right.
Or $3.99 or
Yeah.
everything's gone back up. But just a lot of cutting corners and cheating, and it's not healthy for humans, and people are getting bigger and less healthy, and then the oversized coffin.
Right.
I put them in a setting of Beverly Hills Boulevard for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's just like a lane of wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying it right there. Well, that's perfect. Is that the piece that you consider the most political piece in the exhibit?
Yeah, I don't do a lot of political stuff, I really steer away from that. I did a piece of Charlton Heston, the picture of him holding the gun.
Yes.
But he doesn't have a gun. He has a corn dog.
Oh, that's perfect.
And the mustard's dripping on his shoulder from my cold, dead hands. That's
Perfect.
as political I've gotten.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. How about your process? You spoke a little bit about your found objects and how you used to make the pieces kind of fit the shape, but now you do a more of finding the items to create the shape that you want to.
Yeah, just buy it and build the frames myself.
There you go. Do you have any rituals or habits that you do that help you get into creative flow?
Just getting away from like the stresses of the day somehow.
Yeah.
Just escaping into that. Like during the day, it's usually me taking care of actual business. I do, in my mural business, I do all the invoices and everything. I'm a one-man shop.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of business to do. And then I'll do family time. My family goes to sleep early still, And just like me from years of being a rocker and playing rock shows at night, that's when I do my best work, like after 9 p.m. So I'll go back to my studio, and that'll be where I have a clearer head, the work's out of the way.
Right.
And all you really need is a few good hours of creativity to come up with, to reconnect with your ideas. Or
can you pull it together like on demand like that, or do you have to work through blocks? Do you ever experience blocks?
Blocks? Yeah, I don't.
Creativity?
I don't really feel like I have low points or like what do you call it, artist block. Mm-hmm. I'm always just trying to steal the time to to go and execute my silly ideas.
Yeah.
And I keep the notes in my phone. If I have free time, I'll just read through notes because I will just be driving and drinking coffee or something one day and have a really good idea for a painting and just rattle it off into my phone.
Right.
And often the voice text picks it up really bad too. and interprets it in a different way. And I'm like, what the heck was I even talking about? But sometimes that misspelling or something can bring about a better idea.
An even better idea. That's
Yeah.
so great. It's all kind of magical how it comes together, I imagine.
Yeah. I've been in bands that were named because of one person said something and the other person heard it completely different, but it was a better name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great. How many murals do you have around town here?
I counted a couple of years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, and I do a lot of indoor stuff too, so you don't see it maybe for a private business or a home. But I counted at that point 28, and I've had a pretty strong last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so it's got to be close to 40 now.
Cool.
In the state line here. South Beloit I've done this year, and Pecatonica, I'm kind of grouping all those in.
Yeah, we're going to feature some of them in the exhibit as well in the cases.
Yeah.
We wanted to just kind of showcase.
Yeah.
Because I think that a lot of people in Rockford know your work and don't realize they know your work. We were greeted when we opened the new main library by one of your murals on the north-facing side of the Jefferson Street Bridge. Am I correct? And
South-facing.
It's south-facing. Yes, it's the south-facing side of the Jefferson Street Bridge.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful mural, but it speaks to your connection to the community, and I think a lot of people will come see your exhibit because they recognize some of your murals. What do you think is some other famous murals that around town that people might recognize?
Well, there's one that I did on the side of Ernie's a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Ernie's Midtown Pub.
Yeah, in Midtown. Yeah, and that one. Is different because I did not design that. Vic Rivera designed that for his love of Rockford.
Right.
And he's friends with Andrew over at Ernie's, and Andrew wanted me to do something, and we are trying to figure out exactly what that was going to be, and then that came along. It's like, oh, this could be on my wall.
Right.
And so just kind of a collaboration.
Cool.
Yeah. Victor, he designs stuff all the time, just for the love of it.
Yeah, he really does. He's a member of our foundation board and a huge collaborator with the library. We're big fans of Victor. I'm curious, do you collaborate with other local creatives?
There's one other one that happened recently, the Disco Chicken mural, which I mentioned that and everybody's seen that.
Sure.
Yeah. It's really hard to miss if you ever go to City Market or cross the river on State Street at all.
Right.
That one is another collaboration, and it was my idea because I don't pretend to be good at everything, especially design wise. I often say I'm a good composer, but Paul Sletton, the owner of Disco Chicken, he wanted to have people dancing. I don't pretend to be able to draw people or create them from nothing. If I'm going to do people in a piece, I will either hire people to photograph or, just cut and paste from the internet and compose them on my laptop in the way that I want them to look.
Yeah.
And that's just not what I wanted to do with this. So when that was Paul's idea, I said, Joe Tallman, he's here. He's like a great illustrator. He does this really well. And so I suggested to Paul, like, why don't we get Joe to design it and then I'll just paint it? And he's like, I like that idea.
Yeah, good.
And Joe designed it 100%. He got paid separately. And then I painted it up. But I can mention that to anybody around here and they've seen it.
Yeah, that's true. It's a really recognizable mural. Everyone can kind of picture it right there in a good spot.
Yep.
What role do you think local art plays in building community?
I think it largely just shows care being given to it, just like taking pride in your home, your personal living space. We're taking pride in what our town looks like and feels like, and if we can bring some, safety or some feeling of safety or community cheer through these colorful murals, I think that's a great thing.
I do too.
Especially the big floral piece down here that
cool.
Wheezy did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like cream of the crop
on
in
the
this
chocolate
town.
brown background. And
Yeah.
I love that that one too.
I wish that was me. I mean, that's an amazing mural.
That's
I
a
do
great
flowers too, but
compliment.
not that good.
That's a great compliment. I also like the idea that these murals are the independent ideas of local guys. I think it not only shows that we're caring for the buildings and the communities and the sidewalks and the people on them, but it's also that we're, kind of investing in the ideas of our local creative artists.
Yeah. Yeah, Rockford Ice Hogs have been doing that with the hat series. I think they've done 3 of those.
Yeah.
And then Arts Council with the electrical boxes. Like they did a second round of those and getting a little bit of everybody out there on those boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, more recognition.
I think that's a great idea too.
Yeah.
Well, I think the title of your show, Everything's Fine. You want to talk about why you chose that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a fault of mine, but I try to just look over top of like the serious issues beneath everything, the country, the town, crime, whatever, just kind of portray or kind of like hang kind of aloof, in my artwork. I don't know, above it, not ignoring it, but like everything's fine, kind of with a smirk.
I like how you said look over the chaos because it's
Not ignoring it.
not
100%.
ignoring it.
No.
It's there, but like being above it, looking over it, and maintaining optimism, if you will, knowing that it's there,
Yeah.
knowing that it might be, an optimism that doesn't easily fit, but it's over on top of it, on top of what's concerning.
Yeah. Yep. And I could find narrative in a lot of things that I create first, and then I'm like, oh, I bet this was about a reaction to this that was happening, like the cowboy with the lasso and like the ice raids and roundups,
Oh yeah. So when you created that painting,
I was thinking, it just popped in my head when I was creating it.
oh, that it might have that same response.
Yeah, like maybe that's why I chose this image.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do people often have different responses to your pieces than you intend?
I think so.
Yeah.
When I host for Art Scene or any gallery show and I talk to people about it, I like when someone says something about a piece that maybe nobody else has even remarked about, and I just hear what it means to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always, value added for me,
Yeah.
to get some feedback. I'd like more feedback, probably. I don't receive a lot of negative feedback. I'm sure it's there.
You're not getting that direct.
People aren't just giving that up. Thank them for that. But I like to, I should ask people what they think about it more. Some artists will ask right up front, like, what's this mean to you? Or,
It's valuable for you to know that.
not terribly. But
Yeah, no, not terribly, but it's fun for you to know that sometimes.
I like to hear the oohs and ahs and stuff.
Sure.
When I used to do art fairs, like Greenwich,
Yeah.
I've only done that once, but it used to be like my main thing after I quit the touring band as a drummer and went into selling art full time.
Okay.
I would book myself in several street fairs in Chicago and Milwaukee and do about 10 or 15 a year. So you're like an animal in your cage and people walking by in droves.
Right.
And you hear sounds. Like it can really bring you down if people just like side eye your stuff and just keep on walking.
Yeah.
But I always tried to have something that was funny, back there, or a little edgy, and hear people's reaction. And that actually, get them laughing or something, brings them in.
Yeah.
And then they start looking at everything you have.
That's great.
And that, I've kind of missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Showcasing your humor and letting people react to it and seeing the way strangers enjoy it.
Yeah. And I get a similar feeling, usually a negative feeling, when I'm out doing murals in public.
Yes.
And people come up. I don't like people seeing unfinished work. But murals are very unfinished for a long time.
Sure.
And I always tell people, like, it's going to look bad before it looks good,
Right.
and so people will just, someone that doesn't know me will just, start looking from afar and then turn and walk away.
Show a little judgment.
And I'm thinking they probably are thinking, what the heck are we doing here?
Yeah.
I get really self-conscious and really negative in my head, but then all I need is one person to say, something positive, and it turns me around usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll look for a positive. That's good information. I mean, it's hard, Brett, and you are a successful and recognizable artist in town, and how do you manage when you hear someone criticize your work? How do you pull out of that and regain your confidence in your footing to keep going and keep going forward?
Yeah, and it's not usually them saying it. It's me thinking they're saying it.
Yeah,
they're thinking it.
It's you just thinking about how they're thinking about your work.
Yeah, I imagine just by the no expression and the walk away.
You give it a whole story, a whole backstory. I don't think you're alone. I think that's very human.
Yeah, and so I will do murals very fast and like overnight sometimes, and
is that an impetus
to get it looking good? I'm thinking so, maybe.
Yeah, right, totally.
Not just having a full schedule, but like let's get this done and looking good. Yeah.
Right. So, do you see challenges that you face as like you're referring to the art shows as something you did earlier in your career? You don't do that many art shows anymore. You do murals now, and you do commissions, and you talked about commissions you dig and commissions that aren't as easy and commissions that you won't take anymore. Do you see other challenges about being a local artist and other challenges, about having this career that you've built? Or do you see it as something that's constantly in flux?
Yeah, it's constantly, it's like, playing keepy-uppy or hitting a beach ball up in the air, keeping it up,
Yeah.
Keep that work coming. And not everybody is that successful with that, and it can be very hard to be an artist, locally here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear the struggles all the time. But I had a lot of successes before I even came back over here. I moved back in 2020, left in 2001.
Okay.
So I was away for about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, I had toured the world for years as a musician and then became a professional artist and was focusing more on Chicago area. That is where more art sales and commerce are happening and people with more money for art. And yeah, I never thought, well, I could just make it as an artist just living in Rockford and selling locally.
Wow.
And I still don't
You still have
think
to
that
sell.
that's sustainable. You have to think outside of this area.
So do you sell your art outside the area?
Paintings, since I'm not relying on the sales of fine art
Right.
for living. For murals, yes, I go outside of there. And the biggest way that I do that and that I've done since starting with murals is I advertise online. I utilize, which was a new app at the time called Thumbtack. And you're seeing a lot of commercials now. They're like really growing. And that was a free, it was kind of like Angie's List. If you do drywall, you're on there as a contractor. Thumbtack is more for creatives, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's more of everything now, but I'm on there as a muralist, and you can put your center point of advertising anywhere. So I put it Chicago, right downtown, and you cast a 150-mile radius. Mm-hmm. And so that touches Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, and all the way past here. So if people Google muralist, that site comes way up top. Mm-hmm. I could have my own Google page or whatever, but this is kind of a pay for leads kind of thing, and it's really not expensive, and you don't pay unless you strike up a conversation with someone. You don't pay up front.
That's nice.
So that's easier for artists to get into.
Right. Thumbtack, it's called.
Yeah. And you could tell it how much you're paying a week for contacts, and it'll tell you about how many new contacts you'll be given.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed to land those, but opportunities. It makes you I had to learn how to sell, become a salesman for myself, and you put your projects on there, and so people can see what you've done. Now I've got hundreds of projects, and I'm top rated on that app.
Okay.
So once you achieve that, then they just pick you off top sometimes if they don't want to mess with,
delving too deep into the options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So has it been hard to learn how to manage your business while also being the creative producer of what it is you're selling?
Yeah, it hasn't been too hard. I just don't like that part of it, doing the quotes and the invoices and the, 70 emails for every project.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. And I like to be hands-on and on the project doing it. That's when I'm the happiest. Yeah. But when I'm out there on the lift in direct sunlight, I got to do emails all day too.
Yeah.
Kind of field things and keep it moving along. So I'm not doing it when I'm home with the family at night. So
right.
Those are the struggles of it, but it's manageable. And if you have drive for it, yeah, you want those jobs.
Right, sure.
Mm-hmm.
In our exhibit downstairs, the pieces, we talked about FU, FDA.
Mm-hmm.
We have some others down there that I love. Are there any favorites?
Yeah, a newer set that I produced, the His and Hers suitcase. Mm-hmm. Since I've lived a lot of my life in and out of suitcases and hotels, when I became a touring musician and did that for 10 years solid, like a lot. I did 200 or more gigs around the country and overseas for 4 or 5 years, and then we slowed down a little to maybe like 100 and something.
Wow.
But I was always on the go and, traveling, playing drums, and then coming home and making art. But I like luggage. I don't know. I collect old luggage. And so depicted there in those paintings are old, like, hard-shell Samsonites.
Yeah.
And it shows, I saw a diagram that came with a Samsonite once, that was in there that showed suggestions of how to fold your clothes just right and
utilize
how to pack well.
Space. Yeah, that's great.
And that was just a black and white illustration, and so I've just had fun with that for years. Like, I make so many versions of packing your suitcases. For commissions, I got commissioned by someone that wanted, she was a flight attendant, and she's also into this and that. She wanted specific things in there.
Yeah.
So that's
what you made her.
Yeah, and that was a fun commission for me.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. They're beautiful pieces.
Thanks.
I heard somebody tell me they wanted to buy a suitcase already. So, yeah, it's been up for 4 minutes, and we're already looking to sell.
I sold a piece yesterday.
Unbelievable.
That nobody saw it here, but it was someone who wanted to buy it a year and a half ago. And as I was driving away from here, I got an email saying, "Hey, is this piece available? I want it." They paid me.
There it goes. There it goes, right off the walls downstairs in the gallery.
Creating issues.
You have from your work, I got to know you before I met you through your work, and you have a few series that you run. I'm calling them series. I don't know if you would, but you're a sneaker guy, you're a suitcase guy, you're a
plants.
Tell me about your different series that you work. Why do you return to these?
Yeah, sometimes it's only as much as like 3 or 4 things that are related.
Yeah.
At a time. Other series like the suitcases, that's just something that's been with me since like 2008 or something. First did one then. And those would always sell at the street fairs. And so I could produce in a new set, new version. And I don't know how many versions are out there, honestly, but several. And, do you have pieces
that you've done that haven't been for sale at all, that have just been for the act of creating?
No. Pieces that stayed at my house that my wife wanted to stay there, and just sometimes like, I need more pieces for this fair, and then it goes with, and then it's gone.
There you go.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about your show downstairs, having your show here at the library?
Just, the most beautiful like structure in town,
The library?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a modern masterpiece here in Rockford, right on the river, and I happen to have one of my favorite murals right outside, and it's just an honor, and what a grand hall. I feel like I'm in like a giant national museum or something. So yeah.
Well,
it's not in some little
No, it's
little
not.
joint,
No, it's
with bad lighting or something.
It's in a beautiful exhibit hall. That's true. Our gallery we're very proud of it. So I'm happy that you're happy to hang here.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled with that.
I'm really thrilled with how it looks, because I didn't know how my stuff would look before yesterday.
Right.
I was looking at the size of this place, my pieces are going to look teeny weeny over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
But it looks
substantial room. Yeah, I think they look great.
Yep.
I do. We're also going to have an event that you're going to work on with me on October 15th, Wednesday,
Yep.
October 15th at noon at lunchtime. We have these exhibit explorations, and you will be doing a gallery tour, and people can come and listen to you talk about your pieces and each one and ask you questions. So we're really excited that you're doing that.
Yeah, I think I'll get some good feedback from that too, and I'm going to ask them questions.
Good.
As well.
Good. Sounds great. Sounds great. So we want to make sure that you come. Brett Whitacre's exhibit, Everything's Fine, is going to be up through October at the first floor gallery at Main, 215 North Wyman Street in downtown Rockford. Come over and see it. It is exquisite. The pieces are for sale. There are QR codes by each piece, and you can buy them through those QR codes. So I'm thrilled to have you. Thanks so much for coming in today and talking to us. We love having you on the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I don't do a lot of these. This was fun.
Good. I'm glad you had a great time.
Yeah.
Great.